Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Tuesday, the 12th of October, 2021. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you guys here. And here's what I got to say is, I've been out there looking on the internet, and I'm suspicious about something. You know, all these container ships, not just in one port, but all over the earth. And now it's in China, too. The ports in China are all clogged up full of container ships. But you know how the supply chain works, guys? What happens is they sail the ships from the countries that are delivering goods to the ships that are. I know this is basic, but I got to go over this with you guys. They sail the ships away from the countries that are producing a good to the country that wants to buy the purchase of goods. In other words, you're going to sell it in a big ship. They land it at the port where they're all set up to unload the cargo. They got big cranes, and they got port facilities and everything, and the workers there at the port pull the ship in, and they to the big cranes, and they start to lift these big container boxes off the ship. You know, the ship containers, they're big. They're like the containers can fit right on the back of a truck. Oftentimes, and they have special trucks made to haul the ship containers. But in some cases they actually unload the cargo and put it on other trucks that are just a regular semi type truck, and then they take it down the highway to your local store where you're going to buy the stuff. The thing is these ships are all backed up in the port. I wonder why. Why are they backed up? Why can't they just pull in and be unloaded? There's a problem here someplace. And I'll tell you what I suspect. I suspect that either they got a skeleton crew working to unload them, and it's taking too much time, and the ships just can't get their, or maybe they're not unloading them at all. I would take a look. What I look at immediately, what calls to mind in my mind is that the people that are supposed to unload the ships are not unloading the ships all around the world. Is it COVID related? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But that's the point of the problem in my mind, is that the people that are supposed to unload the ships, the crane operators and stuff, and the people at the port aren't doing their job. They're not doing their job. Now, and this is a worldwide phenomenon. This can bring the world to its knees. I'm just wondering, is there something they're hiding from us? Are all of the port workers that normally unload the ships, dock workers and stuff, are they all on strike or what? What's going on? Or is it just that there's just none of them? They've all walked off the job, or what? Is it what this new thing? There's a new thing they got right now. New to me anyway. I've never heard of it before. It's called a sick out. What in the hell is a sick out? Well, I had to go online and research it to find out what in the heck is a sick out. So I went online and did a little bit of research this morning. It was when all the people that work on a particular job just all say, I'm sick, and they all head home. It's like a strike. It's almost like a strike, But they just all take sick leave, all of them. They all head home. Something's big going on here, and it's going to affect each and every one of you guys out there, including me. Is because it's obvious they're not unloading the ships, or if they are unloading them, they're unloading them extremely slow. And that's why all the ships are backed up and it's not just one port, it's almost every port out there. But what's this going to lead to in a month or two from now? Because, see, if you follow this supply chain a little bit further, what you'll find is they bring the ships into the port, they unload them, and then the trucks take them to the stores and stuff. And the stores all have inventories. Store builds up an inventory. That's all the shelves full of stuff. Stuff that you buy, it'll take a little while for this to manifest itself. Like, it'll take a month or two from now. When all the inventories I have now get sold out. And then you want to talk about bare shelves in all of the stores. And then the next part in this is people are going to rush in. They're going to start to try to hoard. And one person can go down and buy all of one particular item in a particular store. And then people see, well, we need that. We got to have those. Maybe, who knows what it is. Could be paper towels or toilet paper or whatever. Everybody buys it out, and then everybody sees that store's empty, and they run to the next store and they empty it. And then the inventory's gone off the shelves. And if you got no new inventory coming in, well, the first thing they're going to do if these problems become widespread, the government is, they'll ration things, start to ration things. And then also, if the prices start to jump on items too high, too fast, what the government will do is they'll come along and they'll do price controls. And so this is what I see coming next down the line. Maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, is price controls and rationing. Now, I don't think we've had too much. Now, I'm talking about official rationing. I'm not talking about rationing where one particular store will only say you'll only allow 4 of a certain item. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about rationing where they make it official and you're not allowed more than, like, you have a quota. They might even do like they did during World War II and make stamps, where they'll send you stamps, like sugar stamps and whatever's being rationed, sugar stamps or gas stamps, where you have to take the stamp into the gas station that you get they'll send it to you in the mail, and you only get so many stamps or so many gallons you can buy per month, you know? I told you guys months ago, 6 months, 8 months ago, that the United States, in fact, all of what they call the free world, by the way, is used to be. It's a shame, you know. But anyway, I told you guys months ago that we were turning into a Venezuela. The whole United States, Europe, all of us, the whole world is turning into a Venezuela. And you know, the average citizen in Venezuela, their weight. Look, if you guys got a few extra pounds, embrace your pounds. Don't be you know, there was a time, like a long time ago, during the Renaissance period and stuff. You know, the painters used to paint, like in the paintings, you know, they used to do nude paintings and stuff, you know. And it was very in vogue to be a little bit overweight. Not super fat, but it was like you were like the sexy pictures back then were not a real skinny. Like, see, that came along, you know, there was a model called Twiggy, you know, and that's when all the thin, they wanted, like supermodels, they wanted them to be so thin, and almost not anorexic, but really thin, you know. But going back hundreds of years ago, the supermodel was the woman who had, like, or the man, or back then they didn't have, but, you know, like, that was the equivalent of what I'm saying. It's the equivalent of a supermodel. What would be a supermodel today? You know, back then they didn't have supermodels, but we might go back to that, where the person that's got a little bit of extra weight is considered to be sexy over all the people who are too thin. Embrace your fat. It might help to sustain you what's coming. Because I'm going to tell you what, this could get gnarly. And I'm not talking about a year from now or 2 years from now. These ports are all blocked up with ships. The ship's got the goods on board, sitting out in the hot sun, but it's not getting to the stores. It's not going to get to the stores unless they unload those ships or start unloading them pretty quick. But then what happens when the ships unload? I mean, okay, we might see massive price rises, you know? Then all of a sudden, if the cargo starts to come in then too quickly, on the other side of this, we could see the counter effects of that. Everything is turning topsy-turvy in the world. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you straight on this channel. I try to keep up, you know? But all these things are happening so fast now. It's, how would I term it? Like a quickening. This is like a quickening. Let's get in there and take a look at the charts. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. We're going to take a look at the silver price today. Now, the four big banks that short the price of silver, you know, they shorted her down to like $22.30 in a sharp flash crash. And then they probably bought up all the physical on the other side on the way back up again. It's doing tricks like that. Maybe they bought 25,000 ounces of, or no, 250,000 ounces, or maybe 25 million ounces of real physical when the price was at a dead bottom because they made it go down. They're pulling all this shysters. Listen, you know, everything you guys are seeing right now, all the problems in your life, it's because the entire world now is being run by a giant criminal organization. They're a gang. They're a gang, guys. And I'm telling you, they are peeling the money off of the top, and they're taking all the skim. They're taking all the cream off the top that belongs to you guys. It's supposed to belong to you guys, and they're taking it for themselves. And you know what you guys are getting? You're getting the skim milk that's down on the bottom. Not even that. You're not even that. They're cutting off all the cream for themselves. And they're getting fat and rich at your expense. And now they've got complete control of the entire system. And this is what you see right now, is what you see when you see in when you put the fox in charge of the hen house. This is what you see. And nobody's doing a damn thing about it. And then they're letting them get away with that bloody blue whatever they want to do. It's just sick. Anyway, the price of silver, $22.47 today. We got sickos running the system. It's as simple as that. Gold today. Gold is $17.59. You know, the sickos out there that's running the system right now, they have purged out every good man. If you get a good man in the system who wants to repair the damage and wants to straighten things out and wants to make the world better, a better place for everyone else, they will come after him tooth and nail to get him out because he's not in their club. Their club, what they want to do is they want to wreck everything and they want to take it all for themselves. Greed, they have no limit to their greed. The type of people that are running the system right now. And they're all a clique. They're all, and if they see one good guy come in that tries to clean the system up or whatever, or tries to straighten things out, they will kick him out the door because they don't want that. They don't want anybody to spoil it for them. They're getting all the cream right now, and they want to keep the cream to themselves. Let's get that straight. $17.59 for gold. They're going to ruin the middle class. There's going to be no middle class in the end. If you're middle class, they're coming after you. If you earn less than $5 million a year, they're coming after you. And all the way down to a poverty wage. Anywhere from a poverty wage, which up to $5 million a year. They're coming after you, and they're going to make you so poor in the end, you won't have a meal. And yeah, go ahead, just sit there on your cell phones, sit there looking at their text messages and everything, and your mind's away, watching all the garbage and gobbledygook on the internet. And while you're not paying attention, they are taking the money right out of your pocket. You hear a sucking sound out there? That's them. That's them. Okay, let's take a look at cryptos today. $22.95. See, you know why the middle class people are running into cryptos and into gold and silver? They're scared. They want to try to preserve their wealth from these cretins that are running the system. They're scared. They want to try to preserve at least a little something so they can have a little something for all the years they've worked. Because they know you're getting it sucked out of your pocket faster than it's going in. And it's just a no-brainer. The middle class wants to eat. Where's this going to go in the end? It's frightening. Let's take a look now at Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's up 53 points on the day so far. 34,429. I don't know what's going to become of us all of us people who are not rich. Because they got the monopoly. It's nothing more than a monopoly game. I'm going to tell you, it's like this. You guys played Monopoly when you were younger, you know? You all sitting around a table, and you let Eric Cartman be the banker. That's what's going on right now. You can't win. You can't win. They're the banker on the Monopoly game. This is a Monopoly game. They're the banker. And all of us other kids are trying to play a fair game. You can't win. They're not going to let you win. They're like a little Eric Cartman at the Monopoly table, and he's the banker. I'll tell you, it's absolutely sick. Let's take a look now at crude oil, $80.18. Now, crude oil, you know, it took a little dip last night. See, there's this dip all the way down to $79.49. I don't know. I'll tell you, talking yesterday on the show, I was saying about how, you know, we might see it a little drop-off in crude oil. That might be all we're going to get. Was that little flash crash down there, you know, where it went down into the 70s again. It's back up to 80.18. We might get a bit more. I'll have to wait and see. Let's take a look at the MOVE index, 59.65. So the credit markets are staying fairly stable. As soon as the show's over, I'm gonna go up into KFC and I'm gonna get myself a 4-piece dinner, KFC dinner. You know, and I'm looking forward to that because I might as well eat now while I still can. You know. Because 2 months from now, you might not even be able to get any KFC, for crying out loud. And you know, Eric Cartman, he loves the KFC, you know. But I'm not Eric Cartman, but I get a kick out of that show at South Park and that little Eric Cartman. It's really funny. That's why I brought him up, I guess, in the episode this morning. So anyway, 59.65 for the MOVE index today, so staying stable. Bonds and rates today. What we're looking at is the middle of the yield curve is going up, the long end's going down, but none of it's big. It's all small today. We're looking at a 10-year at 1.6, and we're looking at a 30-year at 2.12. Okay, so the bonds aren't moving much today. Now we're going to take a look at the U.S. dollar index, 94.46, and it's taking a jump up right now. Dollar's going up right now. Now take a look at this. It says, Containergeddon, they're calling it. Supply crisis drives Walmart and rivals to something. Another article here, it says, biggest U.S. retail charter private cargo ships sail around port delays. Cargo ships are so full that ports are struggling to unload them. Now, here's the thing. See, that's what they're telling us, that the ports are struggling to unload them. I ain't buying it. I'm sorry, but I ain't buying it. Cargo ships are so full that ports are struggling to unload them. Why are they struggling to unload them? It just seems to me that the ports aren't unloading them. Not struggle, take that word right out of it. I don't think there's any struggle there. I just don't think they're unloading them. I think something else is going on here. I suspect something else is going on here. I suspect that the ports are not unloading them. Period. Or maybe they're unloading them, but you got one guy out there. You got a port where normally 2,000 people work. You got one guy out there, maybe. What in the hell's going on? You know? COVID pandemic is not the supply chain's only problem. Why container ships can't sail around the California port's bottleneck? Supply chain disruptions create shortages of goods. No duh. Yeah, of course they're going to create shortages of goods, but we're not really seeing the shortages yet. Wait until those inventories run out in the stores. Listen, guys, I'm going to tell you what, before I end this show, if there's anything you need, you better start thinking about getting it in the next couple weeks. Because once some shelves run dry in the store, you're never going to see anything like it in your life. Period. The end. And what's that going to do to prices? Of course they're going to have to go up. Of course that's going to add to the inflation and the woes that we've already been through, you know. We got a maniac at the wheel of this system. Let's close the charts right here and listen, guys. Give me a likes and thumbs up and all that, and ring the notification buzzer and all that kind of stuff. You know, that's great. Lots of comments in the comments section, and we'll catch you guys in the very next episode. Bye bye.